Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. At the hospital, Liz explains to Lucky that his liver enzymes are elevated, and he's incapable of donating his liver as it could actually kill Lulu. He says the results must be wrong. She tells him the lab double-checked it, and somewhere in the world, he picked up a parasite that affected his liver. He asks for a shot or a pill to fix it, but she tells him it would take time that they don't have. Lucky beats himself up for staying away as long as he did, and now he can't help his sister. Lucky goes and sits by Lulu's bedside. He tells her that he tried, and he's so sorry. He takes her hand and laments that he can't save her. He tells her that she's always been a fighter, so she needs to fight and hang on until they find her a donor. Rocco arrives and recognizes his Uncle Lucky from photos. Lucky says he's grown, but he still has his mother's eyes. Rocco asks why he was talking about a donor. Isn't he going to save his mom? Dant shows up, hugs Lucky, and says he got here just in time. He sees the look on Lucky's face, and Lucky breaks the bad news about his liver. Frustrated that his mom may die, Rocco runs off, and Dant chases after him. Sam visits her mom in prison, and Alexis asks how the search for the gun is going. Sam explains both she and the PCPD have searched for the weapon, but haven't found it. She says the PCPD will do another dive, and she will too. Alexis tells her not to, as she needs to focus on keeping her sisters from going after one another. She asks Sam to make sure Christina doesn't do something that will sink them both. Sam worries that Molly, in attempting to save her, may also make things worse. Alexis says that can't happen, and Sam needs to make Christina believe she's innocent and will get out. Sam will try but isn't sure she believes it at this point. Later, Martin visits with Alexis. He explains he's hired an investigator to follow Carly. She asks what Carly has to do with any of this. He says Carly lied and gave Sonny an alibi to protect him, so he needs to blow up their alibi. He says the whole town is talking about Carly and Sonny, and the other night, she left a dinner date with him, and he finished the night with Natalia Ramirez. Martin says if he can bust their alibi, the PCPD will focus on them. Martin says that will lead to her release, and she can focus on keeping Christina quiet. Alexis agrees to let him go for it, but just hopes Christina doesn't do something to save her father. At the Metro Court, Lucas tells Carly that he visited Mom's grave and stopped by Bobby's, which looks great. He admits he ran into Willow and Wiley there. He says Wiley doesn't remember the chaotic start to his life, and distance has helped him heal and move on. They sit down, and Carly says Wiley is doing well. Lucas says he's grown so much. Carly tells him that if he needs anything, that she's here for him. At a table, Matt grants to Felicia about Holly, and that he told her to stay away from Robert. Felicia says she told Holly the exact opposite. He can't believe she did that, as Holly has a habit of breaking Robert's heart, and he doesn't want her messing things up for him and Diane. Felicia says if they want to be together, there is no stopping them. Mac vents that Holly is no good for Robert, and they both know it. Felicia spots a fellow PI across the restaurant, who was her competition back in the day. She is sitting at a table with her little dog. Mac excuses himself to check on Robert, and Felicia goes over to welcome Lucas home. She congratulates him on becoming a surgeon and wants to have him over for dinner soon. Felicia goes to head out, and PI follows her. She asks Felicia who the tasty new man with Carly is, as she heard Carly was back with Sonny. Felicia says that is Carly's brother, Lucas. Felicia wonders if Carly is part of a case she's working on. The woman says if she was working on a case, she wouldn't tell her. The woman tells Felicia to take care and walks off. Meanwhile, Lucas tells Carly that Brad is working at the lab again. She offers to have the board fire Brad, but Lucas says he talked to Brad and made sure he knows they are over. Carly worries as Brad is going to try to get Lucas back. Lucas says he'd rather talk about her getting back with her ex. Sam arrives at the hospital as Dant chases Rocco down. Sam heard the news from Liz, and they sit down to talk about it. Rocco feels like he's going to lose his mom, but Dante says he won't let that happen. Dante and Sam say someone out there is a match for Rocco's mother, and they will find that person. Lucas checks in with Liz, who is breaking down in the break room. She hugs him and welcomes him home. She knows this isn't a great look for a head nurse, but Lucas knows his mom shed her fair share of tears over the job. Liz feels terrible for Lucky, and he will likely blame himself for being unable to save Lulu. Lucky goes to Bobby's, announces this is his family diner, and yells at all the customers to get out right now. Left alone, Lucky blows up and starts tearing the diner apart. Holly stops by Robert's office. He understands she's been busy. Holly assumes he wants to hear about her dramatic escape and bringing Lucky home. Robert wants to know what she's doing messed up with Sidwell. She says a girl has to make a living, and everything was going well until Lucky, Anna, and Jason got taken hostage by Sidwell. Holly asks about Diane, and Robert says she is fine and they are happy. He asks how long she's sticking around this time. Suddenly, Mac charges in to speak to Robert. He claims it's PCPD business, so Holly leaves them. Alone, Mac says he won't let his brother get sucked back into Holly's vortex. Mac tells him that he and Holly are fundamentally incompatible. Robert says he has no intention of reuniting with Holly, and he is happy with Diane. Mac is relieved. Holly heads to the Metro Court and over the phone, she gets bad news. Her buyer has backed out. She spots Carly and says hello to her. She was hoping to get some time with her man, swearing it's strictly business. Carly asks, "My man?" As the PI watches and listens nearby, Holly asks, "Aren't you and Sonny back together?" Carly says she and Sonny never discuss business and tells her to just go to Pasulo's as he's probably there. Anna drops by Brennan's office and he needs a report on what happened in Somalia. Jason arrives as he was summoned as well. Brennan wants to know everything that happened. They sit down and Anna details what happened. She says his drone strike saved their lives and she thanks him. As Jason and Anna are about to depart, Brennan asks Anna to stay for a bit longer. He asks Anna why she didn't take Sidwell out. She explains that wasn't her mission. He then asks what's going on with her and Jason. He is shocked she trusted a civilian to work with her. Anna says he's a very competent man and reminds him that he tried to recruit Jason. Brennan says he still wants Jason to work for him, and he wants Anna to convince him to. Anna refuses, and she says the WSB ruins people's lives, so she won't let that happen to Jason, who just got out from under the FBI. She declares Jason is done and storms out. Brennan later calls Carly and asks her out to dinner for that very night. Anna arrives at the warehouse where Jason is. She asks, "Are we ever going to talk about that kiss?" Next on General Hospital, Dex questions Joss about the mess at Bobby's. Felicia warns Carly that she's being tailed. Lucky wants to return to Africa.